All right, welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be doing a 2024 in the bag. I'm just showing you everything that I throw, and then later on in the video I'm going to be showing you how everything flies for me as a 903 rated amateur player. Let's get into it. All right, let's get it started with the putters up in the top. So right now I'm kind of deciding if I want to use Crazy Tough Lunas or the OG Firm Fies from EV7. I just got these, trying to figure out which one I'm going to use for the season. And then I've got my throwing Luna, pretty much goes dead straight and got a little bit of fade at the end. Got my Berg. Anything that is probably within about 250, I want to just go straight and for it to just sit by the basket. That is what I use that for. Got So we've got my Crystal Flex Get Freaky zone. Pretty overstable. Backhand, just you can trust this thing to fade no matter what line you put it on. And then I've got my Big Z zone that I use for forehands, because the Get Freaky is just a bit too gummy for me to use for forehands. And then I've got a Test Flight Zone OS that I also use for forehands, just real choppy forehands for that. And then the last putter I've got in my bag is going to be forgot what plastic, the Neutron Plastic Envy. It's just a bit more overstable than my Luna is, but not quite as overstable as my Zone, so I'll use that for those shots that I need for something in between. Let me know in the comments as well. Do you guys think a Zone is a putter or mid-range? I know it's a 4-speed. It's a big debate about it. Let me know down below. Now, moving on to mid-ranges. First one, super flippy. Got my Z Soul. This thing's great, especially when I go up north up to Sholo or Flagstaff. You can still trust that this thing's going to flip for me. Got my Finish Line Supra. Pretty flippy mid-range. I can trust this thing. I can hyzer flip it. I can get it to just continue to turn the entire way if I need to throw a turnover line. Not this specific disc. I have a yellow one that I got my first ever ace with, actually, in Sholo, middle of 2023. And then Z Buzz, dead straight. I've beat this thing in quite a bit over the last year, so I can get this thing to turn, but it's still pretty straight. And then brand new to the bag, got a Glow Quake. It just replaced my Star Gator that I used to throw. So this Quake, super beefy. This thing will skip really easily after it hits the ground. And then we've got our fairway drivers. First up is one of the old S-Line FDs. Straight out of the box is dead straight. I've had this one in my bag for probably about a year and a half, 2 years now, so it's pretty beat in. This will stay on whatever line you throw it on, basically, or whatever angle you throw it on. Star T-Bird, it's been in my bag probably about the same amount of time as that FD. Still pretty overstable. I can get it to go straight for a while and then I rely on it to finish at the end. A TI Undertaker that I just put back in my bag recently because I lost my Star Thunderbird. Doesn't quite fill the slot that my Thunderbird did, because this one will flip up every so often, but it's still a great disc for my bag. Z-Glow Raptor for my forehands, because I throw very choppy forehands on a lot of Annie, because I cannot throw a forehand on hyzer flat to save my life. And then last up for fairway drivers is the Composite Era by Finish Line Discs. Super beefy, it's great. I'll always trust it to finish left. If you watched Drew Gibson on coverage at the Shelly Sharp last weekend or 2 weekends ago, he was throwing this quite a bit there. And we are on to the distance drivers. So the Discmania Active Premium Mentor. Ironically, I found this disc, no name, nothing on it. and I was using it just as a disc that I would throw over water because I didn't care about it, and now I throw it all the time. Probably one of my more favorite discs. Probably, I'd say my Supra is probably the favorite disc in my bag. But this is a great distance driver to have. It'll flip up, it'll turn, and it'll hold that turn and then fight out at the end. Halo Star Mamba, same thing. I used to throw a Star Mamba, but that thing got way too flippy. So I got the Halo Star, and I can still get this thing to flip up and then ride flat for a while, fade out at the end for that. An ESP Force from Discraft. Same thing with the forehands, just a bit farther flying than my Raptor. A lot of Annie because I can't throw it flat. And then I actually have two different Enigmas in my bag. So this blue one I've had probably about 2 years in my bag. Pretty beat in now. I can get this thing to flip. Probably the farthest flying disc in my bag for me personally. And then I've got a relatively newer one. It's probably been in there about 6 months. This one will go dead straight for a while and then finish at the end. And then pretty new to the bag, it's a relatively new release from Finish Line, the Daytona. It's a super overstable distance driver. You can throw this thing in a headwind, it will not flip on you unless you're Drew Gibson and can throw 80 miles an hour. And then I do actually have one more disc hiding up here in my putter pouch. One of the first run ESP Venoms. I like this run of the Venoms quite a bit because they're not as overstable as like the test flights were, and so I can get this to flip up and just ride straight and then rely on it to finish at the end as well. I don't throw this one super often, but I do have it in my bag just in case. All right, guys, we're out here at the field now. Going to be showing you how everything flies, like I said earlier in the video. It's a little bit windy right now. We kind of have like a 5 to 10 mile an hour headwind, or tailwind, sorry. So this is going to be a bit more stable than normal. Let's get into it. All right, we're going to start off with putters. Got my Luna to start off with. Definitely can't throw that as far as AB can, but it's fine. We're going to go with the Berg next. Threw it a little nose up, but still got down there a bit. And finishing off the putters at the Neutron Plastic Envy. Got all the mid-ranges now. So we're gonna get it started with zones. Get freaky. Oh, super low. Still got a bit of a skip. And then you guys are gonna see my terrible forehand because this is my forehand zone. Well, look at that, about 200 feet. And test flight, zone OS. Again, another forehand. This thing's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, zone OS and a tailwind. Sounds like a great combination. Got the Soul next. Not enough hyzer. Burned that one over, unfortunately. Composite Supra from Finish Line Discs. Yeah, threw it nose up Still got some turn out of it. Z-Buzz. Actually got a good pull on it, one. And Glowquake. Starting to get warmed up finally. Yeah, that thing is so beefy. Alright, we've got our fairway drivers next. Starting off with the S-Line FD. Throwing all these real nose up right now. Star T-Bird. Bit better. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, I do have my rangefinder, so we're going to measure all these afterwards, just so you can see how bad my throws were. Titanium Undertaker. There we go. Yeah, full flex 250 right there. Z-Glow Raptor, another forehand. I'm actually throwing them kind of flat today, which is surprising. And then last but not least, for the fairway drivers, Composite Era by Finish Line Discs. Yeah, here's that tailwind coming. Yeah, thing's beefy. Alright, and finally we've got all the distance drivers, even though I have no business throwing these because I can throw like 400 max. We're going to start off Active Premium Mentor. Some guys flying planes out here. It's upside down right now. Oh, so early. That was terrible. I don't even want to know how far that was. Halo Star Mamba. Pretty good one. Didn't really get to fully flip. I feel like this tailwind's really not helping me right now. ESP Force. Another forehand. This will be the last forehand. And it probably went the same distance as my Raptor because I'm not throwing them on Annie for some reason, like I always do. First of the two Enigmas. This is my flippy one. Probably not going to be flippy right now. Not if I throw it nose up. It won't be. Wow, these are really bad. My excuse is I had league this morning and my arm is sore. My other Enigma, my more overstable one. Sadly, I think that went farther than my my flippy one, but Finish Line Disc Forged Daytona, super overstable. I'm gonna try to put this one on Annie, try to get some flex out of it. Told you that disc it'll fight out. Can't talk either apparently. And then final disc of the video, first run ESP Venom. Doing some cool stuff over there. He's doing like nosedive barrel rolls right now. All right, yeah, ESP Venom. Got distracted. Yeah, stable. All right, we're gonna go measure him now. No surprise, my shortest flying one was the Zone OS on a forehand. 225. Not terrible for this. Next one's gonna be my Big Z Zone that I threw on a forehand as well. Yeah, 229. Not much better. As you can see, my forehand sucks. Next shortest one is the ESP Force on a forehand as well. 258. The sad thing is my Berg is pretty much the same distance right now. Check the Raptor while we're over here. I think it might be a bit, it's pretty even with the Berg right now. This was the last forehand I threw. 267. See why you guys see why I don't throw forehands? We're at the Berg now. The shortest backhand throw I had. 262 with the Berg. I threw a 1-speed disc farther on a backhand than I threw a 12-speed on a forehand. Get freaky zone. 286. I don't really know how to feel about it. Then I got the Luna, which keep in mind was my first throw. I didn't warm up at all or anything, so it wasn't great. 304. I'm all right with it. I've got my Supra, which I threw pretty bad. I threw a super nose up. Yeah, 320. It's all right. Not great. Next one is the Quake. My Blue Enigma is like practically in line with this, and it was such a bad throw I don't even want to measure it, so this is me measuring both of them. .320. This thing's pretty beefy, so I'm alright with it. The last putter and my buzz. So the Neutron Envy. .332 for the Envy, and the buzz probably isn't much more than that. 340. I missed this one over here. It's the Composite Era, super beefy. Yeah, 345. It was showing up as 410 at first. I was like, that's not right. Not bad. I got a pretty big grouping over here. It's my FD, Pink Enigma, T-Bird, my Daytona, and my Venom's just behind that, and then my Mamba is just back there a little bit. So these are all going to be pretty close. I'm only going to really measure. I'll just measure the T-Bird, and then add probably 20 feet or so for the Venom, and then probably about 35-40 for the Mamba, and then like subtract like 10 for the Enigma and the FD. Yeah, 372. Not terrible. I think my Mamba might just be at 400 then, but I'll measure the Mamba just to double check more. Yeah. All right, this was the Mamba. Probably about 40 or so past the T-bird. Yeah, 409 from here to the bag. And then my TI Undertaker is just over there a bit. I'll go measure that one, and that'll be the last one. All right, last but not least, the Titanium Undertaker. Probably just a bit in front of where the Mamba is, just a bit more left. Yeah, 386. Titanium Undertaker. I'll meet you guys back over at the bag. Here's what I was talking about. We got some guys flying some RC planes out here. Pretty cool. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my In the Bag for 2024. Be sure to stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave some comments down below for what you guys want to see on the channel. I will have some more videos coming out soon, some more shorts, some actual videos. I'll be doing some collabs with Chris from Just Throw It Disc Golf. Be sure to go follow his channel as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one.